Welcome back to another installment of tips and trips for traveling in Ireland and Scotland. So in this one, I want to talk a little bit about Killarney because I'm mixed feelings about this city. So if you look at any of the reports, the travel blogs, and all that, you'll hear people panning Killarney for the fact that this tiny Irish town is jam packed with tourists and overrun with a bunch of chain hotels. I saw some chain hotels when I was there, but I rented a room not that far away, just across the street actually from the Killarney House and Gardens. So there's the, the city of Killarney is like this, and on the one side there's the Killarney National Park, the Killarney House and Gardens, and then the city goes out the other direction, and this road goes down to the south, down to Muckross House, Muckross Abbey, the Torque Waterfall, and etc. as part of the Ring of Kerry, which is usually the part that they come back around on. Killarney is not a particularly striking town, but it is, I think, a very Irish town, and because a lot of tourists come there, it's still a vibrant town. There were several bars that were so loud, the music inside, I didn't even have to go inside to enjoy the Irish music. I could stand across the street, listen to the music. I didn't have to go inside and be awkward. I could just stand there across the street, leaning against the wall, and take in the ambiance, unless I wanted to go in. So I did that a few times, because then I got to partake in their culture without having to go in and not buy anything because I wasn't hungry. Now, about Killarney National Park, if you're a national park person, like a normal one like me, it's probably got spectacular hiking. Now, I didn't see a lot of Killarney National Park because when I did the Ring of Kerry, it was raining, so I couldn't see much of anything. In fact, I saw most of what I saw of the park my last morning there when I walked down to Muckross and got the sun coming up over the area and saw the mountains there on the side of the Loch Leon, or at least what you can see of it from Ross Castle. So it's interesting. Perhaps the most interesting parts of Killarney are not the parts that they spend a lot of time on. I went to church at St. Mary's Cathedral. It's a nice cathedral, very traditional, not the one I would actually recommend. I went inside of there's another church there. I'm looking for it right now, sorry. Oh, there it is. Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. I'm trying to move this map around. St. Mary's Church of Ireland. So I went in there. There's a very, very helpful and friendly priest there who had a long, protracted conversation with me. When I was at the cathedral, nobody gave a flying pinwheel that I was there. It's also, the St. Mary's Church of Ireland is close to a public toilet, so it's really nice. And it's not that far away from the Killarney Plaza, which has a nice ice skating rink in it for winter if you want, and it's near where the tour buses pick up. So it's a really nice place right in there to catch whatever you might need, because the tours all pick up just to the west of there. Killarney National Park, other than that, was underwhelming. Ross Castle, you can only see it if you prearrange to go inside, and you can tell from the pictures on the internet that it has been very highly filtered and photoshopped. The Abbey was cool. I got there right around sunrise, and it's an abandoned ruin. Like most of the stuff there was destroyed by Oliver Cromwell. So it had as I discovered it, I discovered it as the light was coming in. So I should have had a flashlight because that would have been helpful. But as I'm walking through the ruins, it was actually really cool, and I definitely recommend that you see that. It was also free. Muckross House, on the other hand, is an overhyped museum where they've taken stuff from other places and put it in there because they've restored it, but it really has almost no relevance to the original state of affairs at the house itself. The people there were fine. The food was affordable and cheap. I arrived in town just after the Christmas parade had happened. I didn't know there was a Christmas parade. That would have been nice to catch on Main Street, but I missed that. My host lived up Countess Grove, or up Countess Road, just to the south of there. Had a nice place, very friendly, very welcoming. He had tea and coffee in abundance, a very nice bathroom, amply stocked, very comfortable bed. And I came and went as I pleased. Also, the Killarney railway station is centrally located. It's a very, very tiny railway station. It's a terminal stop. But the people there were very friendly. A lot of them were locals, and we had some nice conversations there as we waited for the train. I'm not really sure what drove my grandfather to go to Killarney. I think the most interesting thing or the most interesting place around there that they don't take you to is Kilorglin. Okay, there's a festival there called the Puck Festival. You can look it up. That's the town there that you probably should see. I took the Ring of Kerry tour. I'll do a video on that and the company that runs it in another time. But because the weather was so bad, I really didn't see much of it. The Kerry Bog Village Museum was nice, but that was basically the only stop that we made along there that was really worth stopping. There were some things to see that they didn't even emphasize or point out. One other thing I'll say about Killarney in terms of shopping there is there's a store there that sells Irish woolens, and they are fairly affordably priced, and where they're not trying to bilk you. Where is it? I think it's called Quills. I'm looking for it right now. Hold on. Yes, Quills. Every Quills in Ireland is exactly the same and exactly the same price. So if you go to Quills while you're there, you'll get an idea of what's available, and then you can pick it up anywhere else that you find one, and it'll be the same price. They basically have the same things. I was able to tell where my grandfather bought a lot of his souvenirs. I'm pretty sure he got them there in Killarney. There's a little bit of history there, but Killarney's not a super historical town. They have just realized they can capitalize on all the tourists, and they have built a lot of hotels in order to accommodate them. There are thousands of tourists who come there. If you're into the outdoors, the national park is probably a really good thing. My guide told me the best time to go was May. So if I were to ever go back to Killarney, which I probably won't, I would go in May so you can see the heather. It's very evident to me that heather is related to sagebrush. It looks exactly the same as sagebrush in the winter. And so Ireland looks a lot like Nevada in the winter. So those are my thoughts on Killarney. It was worth going to, but I probably won't go back. But not for the reasons that you read on the other travel blogs. It just was just another town that has no historical relevance to me as an Irishman or of Irish descent. So, but you make your own decisions. Ultimately, it's up to you where you go. And I'll talk about the tour later. Take care. Godspeed.